Hello dear students, welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education, Unit 8 Fundamentals of Anatomy, Physiology and Kinesiology in Sports. And today's topic which we are going to learn, that is equilibrium. The word here, the first, if you used to see the first term, it is equilibrium. That used to tell us equal. That means anything that is been equal or it is been balanced, well balanced. Now this equilibrium is must in the field of sports because it helps the player or athlete to execute well. They will be having a good flow in their body when they are performing. If they are not able to maintain this equilibrium, then the chances of injuries will be more. They may fall down. Clear? So that means that it creates a problem. So equilibrium is must for the athlete. And in the field of sports, everywhere it has been required. We used to balance ourselves in the field of day-to-day life. Now let's learn related to the equilibrium. So what is an equilibrium? So when all the forces are acting on the body are being counterbalanced by equal and opposite force, so the sum of the force is equal to 0. It has been called as a state of equilibrium. Now you can see in the picture the force acting on the body. For example, if on this right side and left side, you can see that if the right side, you can see the red ball, if it is not there, then what is going to happen? Whether these are being getting to be balanced or not. So what happens here, that if the right ball is not being placed, then what happens? There is a force which is being acting on the left side, will put this plank downwards on the left side, because here the force is more on the left side and right side there is no force. That's why it is not being balanced. Clear? So here when it is being balanced, so that's why what in the definition they are telling us, that see that they are when the forces are acting on the body are being counterbalanced by equal and opposite force. Equal force and opposite force, you can see on both the sides the force is equal. Both the side you can see there is a red ball, either it may be a short or whatever may be, but the weight same shape, same size, and it should be having a same measurement. So then only it is been possible to balance or to be stable. So here what is happening here, how these things are getting balanced? In the center part it is been balanced because here the sum of these forces, because both the side apply force is being applied on the right side and as well as left side, but what happened, the sum of the forces is equal to 0 because they both are equal in weight, shape and size. Clear? So that's why it has been called as a state of equilibrium. The same thing happens when a gymnast, she used to perform on a balance beam. You have seen in the gymnastic many of the gymnasts, they used to perform on the wooden plank, and on that when they are performing they used to balance themselves. Or you have seen in the circus also, the gymnast, they used to balance themselves by holding one of the bamboo on both the hands, or while having a free walk on this rope. And when they used to find out that I am falling on my right side, then she may balance herself by, she may have a counterbalance, and the force she is going to apply on the other side, so that she can again come back to the main position. Even though it happens when the person used to have a slow cycling. You have seen that in the slow cycling, you may I will not tell you that you may try, but if you are having, you need to balance your body. It must be counterbalanced. Otherwise, when you start the cycling, slow cycling, at that time it happens that you may either your left leg will be coming down, or your right leg may come down. It may happen like that. But here you need to counterbalance the equal and opposite force. If you know that the more force is on my right side, then on the left side you need to apply a little bit force, so that you can counterbalance your body. So the force, when the force is equal to 0, it is a state of the equilibrium. That is clear. Now a state of equilibrium occurs when the body's center of the gravity is over the base of support. Now base of support, you can see here a silver ball, that is the base of support. So the center of the gravity is over the base of support, and the line of the gravity falls within that base, and the line which is exact, it should be in center. This plank which is being put on this silver ball, this plank is exactly put in the center. So that's why you can see that line of gravity falls within the base. The greater the body surface contact with the ground, the larger is the base of support. The more the body surface in contact with the ground, the larger is the base of support. Now, you may try at your home, even though that you may try at your home, that for example, if you are standing on one leg, then what is going to happen? If somebody used to push you, then definitely your balance is going to go away and you may fall down. But if you are standing, because you are standing on one leg, but on both the legs if you are standing, then also the chances of falling is more, because the base of support which you are having, that is less, and the body surface which you are having contacted to the ground, that is less, both the feet together. And if you stand with both the feet apart, keeping the gap between both the legs, if you are standing for example 2 feet of distance or 1 feet of distance, then the chances, the base of support is more at that time. The center of the gravity must be in the center. So the greater the body surface in the contact with the ground, the larger is the base of support. Now, another same thing I am going to relate, that if you are standing and if you are sitting, if somebody used to push you, then what is going to happen? Which base of support is more when you are sitting? Because your maximum body part is used to touch on the ground, that is used to cover the ground. And the more the base of support, the more the stability. So greater the body surface, the more the body surface, the more will be the stability. Thus a sitting position has a larger base of support than standing position. See, it has been given here, sitting position is having a larger base of support than the standing position. So this was what example I have given, that was related to the body. That can be anything. Clear? Then there are the different types of equilibrium. Now, what do you mean by dynamic equilibrium and static equilibrium? There are two types, dynamic as well as static. Now, equilibrium means balancing the body. Now, but when you are going to balance the body, whenever your body is in a motion. So, dynamic means when the body is in a motion, it is of any of the object, when they are in a motion, it is been considered dynamic. Static means when they are stable. At that time, you are going to maintain the equilibrium or stability. And when the body is in movement, at that time also used to maintain the stability. For example, the athlete, the runner, they used to run, or while chasing the football, if the player used to run behind the ball, definitely they are in a dynamic position, a dynamic, that is in a motion, they are in a motion, but they need to maintain their balance of their body. And if the balance is not being maintained, then they may fall. So that's why it is being considered dynamic equilibrium. So keeping the balance of the body while doing various physical activities is called as a dynamic equilibrium. Keeping the body balance, keeping the balance of the body while doing any physical activity. Even though we do our household work, if our lifting position is not correct, then the person may have a backache, the person may suffer from the injuries. So the balancing of the body is must to perform any of the activities. So while doing various physical activities is called as a dynamic equilibrium. As the motion is the main part of the most of the sports, equilibrium is must for getting success for doing activities in exciting and efficient manner. So here you know that as a motion is a main part of the any of the sport. Without motion, without moving, you can't do anything. And when you are in a move, you need to balance your body well. And if you are able to well manage your body, then you are going to get a success, and for doing the activities in an exciting, and you are going to perform in a better way. So for example, someone is running or doing cartwheel in gymnastic you have seen that the person, they used to perform the cartwheel means they used to have a leap on their hands, both the hands, and like they used to, it used to seem like a wheel round, they used to take a movement. So that's why it is one of the example dynamic equilibrium, that is cartwheel. And if the person, those who don't know to perform the cartwheel, what is going to happen? Because they don't know, they are not having a good stability or balance of the body, then they are going to fall. So dynamic equilibrium tells us that when the body is in a motion, you must be able to balance it well when you are performing any of the activity. Static equilibrium. So when the center of the gravity is in a static position, that means that there is no motion and is a static equilibrium. So the center of the gravity is in a static position. Center of the gravity. Our center of the gravity is in a static position, there is no movement. For example, you are performing Tadasana or you are performing Vrikshasana. On one leg you used to balance your body. So here equilibrium works, the static equilibrium works. You need to balance your body so that what happens that you may not fall or you may not put your other leg down. So when the center of the gravity is in a static position, it is static equilibrium. It is a must for the static equilibrium that the center of the gravity of the body should be inside the fulcrum. It should be inside the fulcrum. It should not be away from. For example, if I am going to perform the Vrishchikasana on one leg, and if I am my fulcrum is on the side, or that means that if I used to apply the force on the right side, then what is going to happen? I am going to disbalance and I am going to put my leg down or I may fall down. So for example, doing handstand in the beginning of the floor event in gymnastic is a static position. Doing handstand, they used to perform the handstand. They used to stand on their hand upside down. So that is an example of the static equilibrium. Then the principles of the equilibrium are being given here. You can see here the base of support in the second picture, and in the first picture the base of support and the free body diagram is being given. Clear? The center of the gravity, where will be the center of the gravity? And lower the center of the gravity, more the support, more the stability will be there. Clear? And higher the center of the gravity, less support or less balance will be there, and the person may fall. So mostly it is being seen that the center of the gravity in the females is lower. So that's why the stability is more in female as compared to the male. So that's why in the gymnastic you have seen that most of this event in which the female athlete or the gymnast used to perform. Clear? Let's see. There are the principles of equilibrium. In the principle they are telling us that stability can be achieved by widening the base of support. If you widen the base of support, the stability can be achieved. For example, if you sit down on the ground, place both the legs straight and you open both the legs, so you can see that there is more stability. You are widening the base of the support. Widening the base of the support helps to achieve the greater stability. For example, while standing, spreading the feet in the direction of the movement adds the stability. When you are standing, if you are standing with both the feet together, then stability will be less, because base of support that means that on your body's base of support is less on the ground, and the chances of the to fall is more. And if you spread your feet in the direction of the movement, it adds the stability. So for activities where a stance is required, using both the hands and feet creates the widest base. Where stance is required, at that time what happens? Both the hands and feet create the widest base. The next principle tells us that stability is proportionate to the weight of the body. Stability is proportionate to the weight of the body. That also depends upon the weight of the body. The person or the thing which is weighing more will have higher stability. You have seen the Yokozuna in the wrestling. The person, those who are having a heavy weight, you have seen that to push them and to make him fall on the ground, it is very much difficult, because here that's why they are telling that weighing more will have the higher stability. For example, it is harder to move the heavier person than the lighter person. A light person, because base of support is less in the lighter person and support of base is more in the heavier one, so it is difficult to move. For in games like boxing, judo and wrestling are being played according to the weight on the principles of this only. That's why weight category, you have seen that there is a weight category in which category the athlete is going to fight. Either it may be overweight, if the person is fighting with the overweight, then the chances of lower weight person will be more likely to get disbalanced, or there will be no stability and there will be no equality between these two. So that's why the game in the boxing and judo wrestling are being played according to the weight of the weight on the principles of this only. So here the near the center of the gravity is to the center of the base of support, the more stable the body is. That's why it has been told the center of the gravity is to the center of the base of support, the more the stability. When the center of the gravity extend beyond the boundary of the base of support, the balance is lost. And when we used to see that in your textbook also, there are the picture, you may see the picture, that first picture it is been given that one of the female or the one of the athlete, she used to stand on one leg. Then what happens that if she used to apply the force on the one of the side, then center of the gravity is going to move from the base of its support and she may fall. Second one, it has been given that lower the center of the gravity, more the base of support, more the stability will be there. Even though in the next picture it is been given that she is sitting with both the legs and hands straight on the ground, so more stability is there because larger the base of support. Lower the center of gravity and larger the base of support. Lower the center of gravity and line of center of gravity in the center is of the base. Then higher center of gravity and the less base of support, less stability. So person or anyone who used to do the headstand, you can see that many of they used to perform the headstand with the help of the support of the wall. But if they are performing just headstand on their own, then what is going to happen? They may fall on the other side because there is a high center of gravity and less base of support is less. How much base of support? Only the head. That is also the less part. That is not been possible. So games like judo, boxing and wrestling are being played according to the weight on the principle of this. Then next we are having the lower the center of gravity is to the base of support, the greater the stability. Lower the center of gravity is to the base of support, the greater the stability. As I have told you that females are having a center of gravity lower, so their base of support is also greater and the stability is also more. So lower the center of the gravity is to the base of support, greater the stability. When performing any of the activity that requires stability, an individual should lower his center of gravity. For example, in running, an individual can stop more efficiently when and quickly if he or she bends his knee and places his or her feet in the forward stride position. You have seen at the when the athlete, when they used to finish during the run, at that time they used to bend their knees a little bit. Why they are bending the knees? So that they may not fall down, they may have a stability, they can maintain their balance and they may not fall down. So similarly a wrestler half sits to maintain his stability. They used to sit wrestler, you have seen that both the legs they from bend, they will bend from the knees and they will sit half to maintain the stability. Even a shot put thrower bends his knee in the end so that he may avoid the foul. Shot put, if they are not able to maintain that balance of the body, then what is going to happen? They are going to cross the line, and they are going to cross the line so that and then afterwards he or she is being considered as a foul. So they need to maintain by bending the knees. Then stability increases by keeping the center of gravity low. Stability can be increased by keeping the center of gravity low. That means you lower the center of gravity. If anyone has the lower center of gravity, then he will have better stability. For example, wrestler sits half and it is been given. Then the nearer the center of the gravity is to the center of the base of the support, the more the stable the body is. That means we are having actually the first three is the main principles, and these are just given. It is like a same only, that when the center of the gravity extends beyond the boundaries of the base of support, balance is lost. If they are extending the center of the gravity beyond the boundaries and the base of the base of support, then definitely they are going to fall. Keeping the body weight center over the base of support keeps him maintaining the stability. For example, while walking on the balance beam, one requires a small base of support. When the balance is lost, the arms or the legs on the opposite side from which the gymnast he or she will try to counterbalance. And they know that when I am falling, the gymnast, when they are falling on the left side, they are going to counterbalance by applying the force on the other side, and they are going to maintain their center of gravity. because the base of support is less when they are performing on the balanced beam. Sixth principle tells us the direction of an acting force. If the direction of an acting force is known, the stability can be increased. If you know that direction of acting on which direction the force is being acted, then stability can be increased by moving the line of gravity as close as possible to the edge and the base where the force is being expected. And if we know in advance that what is going to happen, you have seen the many of the reality shows. You have seen that in that we are having a fun in that reality show. They are just walking on the upside ways, and the water is being also been flown, and as well as the soap water is also been flown from the edge, from the top towards the bottom part. And you see that the players or the actor, they are not able to maintain their support. They are not able to maintain their balance, and they used to fall. So everything, these all things are being possible because if they know that from where does the direction of the acting force is known, then the stability can be increased. If we know in advance that what is going to happen, then line of gravity we need to change according to that, and we can maintain the stability. So these are the principles. The main first three are the main principles, so you can prepare the notes on the basis of this. So today from my side this much. Thank you.